Please.
Help yourself. Lots of jet-lagged beer fans here in Belgium at De Cam, our first stop.
No.
We're having a very young Frambois. 3 months in the barrel, right?
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah. This is De Cam's blender. Carol, say hi.
Hi.
Everybody say hi. Our first video.
First beer of the day.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Right.
Then, first of all, we appreciate that you come here to visit Orval. It's true that you just visit the historical part of the monastery. The brewery is on the corner there, but it's very difficult to visit the brewery with a large group, and especially with the time schedule that you have. That is very hairy. But I think we've seen the place where we make a small video about how Orval is brewed. I think you know how we brew a beer, then you visit a lot of brewery previously. What is important for Orval, I think, is just 2 words. It's you've seen a very historical part, a very old story. This monastery still exists since since 10 centuries. But the brewery is a very young story because the brewery exists till 1931. And you know that the objective of the brewery is especially to give money to the monastery for the renovation of the monastery. This was the objective of the brewery 18 years ago. But I will say that now it's the same objective. We have the same objective now. It's to win enough money to have the monastery to maintain the monastery and the community to distribute money for the social help. That's why our commercial position is quite different than other breweries who try to brew as much as possible. Here you know that sometimes some of you are selling Orval in their own, but it's quite difficult to find it, and because we don't want to just answer to the demands. We are here to help the monastery, to develop the monastery and the social help. But not to, we have a shareholder, a special shareholder. We don't have a shareholder who asks us money for themselves because they are poor. Then they ask us to give money for the social institution.
Very nice.
That's why we are quite special in our commercial vision. And but I think and I hope that this vision is I can say that it's in coherence, and coherence in well, I don't know if you know, if you understand. This position is not in competition on the quality, I would say. We focus on the quality of the product, and we prefer to be less distributed, but good distributed. That's the, I will say, our vision for Orval. And we are, it's quite easy because we have only 1 beer, but as you know, we have perhaps 1 beer but 4 products. As you know, we have young Orval, less than 9 months because before that the Brewtopia works. We have old Orval after the 9 months because the evolution of product with the Brewtopia evolved. And but we have also young fresh of young Topperate, or old fresh and old Topperate. I don't know how you serve the product in your different pubs, but we can notify that only with 1 bottle we can taste 4 different kind of product, because if you drink a young fresh of a young Topperate, it's not the same that an old fresh of an old Topperate. Then this is the particularity also of Orval, is this evolution with the Brutanomys, with the wild yeast that we put on the bottles, and this wild yeast will eat the sugar that the first yeast didn't eat. That's why we have an evolution of product after 9 months, I would say, approximately 9 months. Perhaps you receive the beer in USA later than here, then perhaps it's already 6 or 7 months. I don't know the fresher oval you serve. I don't know the year, but you can keep it longer and longer. That's very important.
So this is the smallest brewery in Belgium. It's owned by our friends Tina and Paul, P-O-L, and it's called Brewery Interpol because of Paul wanted to get his name in there. And they have a beautiful bed and breakfast here. And Paul has built this pub and tiny brewery, really tiny nano brewery, out of a little shed next to the house. And he's only open a couple of days a week, something like that. You'll have to check the website. It's very near Ashouf in the southeastern corner of Belgium, way down there in the Ardennes. But it's a beautiful place and you've got to come check it out. Say hi, Brad. Hello. Brad with Lincoln Phil in Snellville, great place. Tara. Hello. Lincoln Phil, hi. It's Carrie, beer wench.
Hello.
What you drinking there?
I am drinking the Brewtopia
Milk stout?
milk stout. It's quite yummy.
It's very good. Everything he makes is great. Here's Tina. Tina, say hi.
Hi.
Okay. All right.
I hate pictures. When I see a camera.
Here's Tiny with Lincoln Phil. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
Pretty cool. Beautiful weather for October, huh?
It's fantastic. I mean,
Patrick,
The #1 nano brewery in Belgium.
right? Definitely the smallest. Kim and Ransom, how are y'all doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool. You enjoying the beer?
Very much so.
It's very sweet,
Coolest
and
brewery yet.
lactosey, right? Yeah. Very small, but cool.
Yes.
really, really good.
The pub is on the left. Really cozy. Very fun. This is Aaron. Aaron, say hi.
Hello. It is very cozy.
Yeah. This brewery is next door, and Paul has engineered creative ways to use this tiny space to make some really amazing beers.
For their scotch. Similar process.
Okay.
How does the cooling apparatus work? You use cold water?
The cold water, look here. This copper is inside this one.
Okay, now I got it.
So here it's
All right,
closed,
I understand.
and there it's closed.
I
Here it's
understand.
open,
I got
and there
it.
it's open.
Yeah,
So the cold water is running down,
yep.
and the water is coming up. So
Yep.
here it's warm water coming out,
Yeah.
and the water cold is here.
Yeah.
And Paul, you invented this. You built this, right? Uh-huh. All right, all right. Of course. Yeah. Ingenious.
You know, so somebody give me that idea.
Yeah.
They sell these.
No.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
You
okay.
can buy them.
Okay,
But they're
maybe.
this tall.
Yeah.
And you connect them to your garden hose.
Yeah, but it's to put inside.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
No, it's
one's around, yeah.
pumping. Pumping.
This one's much
That's
better.
the other way. The system is much better.
Yeah.
It's much better. With the other one inside, you have to,
This whole apparatus here is.
so you have to put it inside, and then you have to pour a lot of water.
This is the brand new La Chouffe Cafe restaurant in Ashouf, Belgium, next to the brewery. It's been open for 1 week, and our group is one of the first big groups to come in and try the food and the beer, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's an old building that's been reclaimed and turned into a beautiful tavern where you can come and try all the Chouffe beers and their great menu items. And here's our Brewtopia group. Everybody say hi, doing a video here. Anybody have any comments?
Key Royale. We love it. Chouffe Royale.
You got the Chouffe Royale? Wow. Jeez. What's it taste like? Raspberries, right?
You want to, you guys come do a collaboration there with us.
Here's Pete.
Great trip, man. You guys know what you're doing.
Right. Brian, any words of wisdom?
We are at Ashuk. Drinking the gnome beer.
You got which one you got there?
I've got the liquor and beer combination.
Right.
I don't remember what it's called.
I always corner you, Christine. Sorry.
I know, it's fine. So I've heard that, you know, after going to Le Chouffe, someone will never sneeze the same again because it's
Right. Absolutely, yeah.
Yay!
Bless you.
Brewtopia rocks.
Right.
Leek and potato.
Leek and potato soup. Here's the other table. Everybody say hi, a little video here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Fred, Tara, Artie, Mike. Did you guys have fun so far? So far. Good. Which beer did you choose? I bet I can guess. Nick Schoof, yeah.
Oublon.
Oublon. Ooh, the hoppy one. Okay. Cool. Here's Ransom and Kim, first time trip people. You guys having fun?
Absolutely.
Good. What was your favorite beer today?
Le Chouffe.
Oh, cool. All right. Very nice.
Easy choice.
Here's Kyle, the winner of Max Lagers. Kyle,
I'm having some Hopsplosion right now.
Hopsplosion, right? Yeah.
Amazingly fresh.
You've got a Hopsplosion shirt, right? Max Lagers Festival, of course, as you've seen and heard. Kyle won the trip and it got sent over here. Congratulations, Kyle. Are you having fun?
Not too shabby.
All right.
Yeah.
John, how are you?
It's got fancy suspenders.
Kush.
Yeah.
The best place we've been yet.
Cool.
I love it.
Check out these suspenders. They have the gnomes.
Yay.
Very nice.
Gnome suspenders.
And
Cool.
check out the sweater I've been wearing for 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Gracias to our host.
John came straight from Panama, and I had to loan him one of my GABF judge sweatshirts just to stay warm. So
Is fantastic. We have the best tour. We have the best selection of beers, and they even gave us a glass.
Right.
Everybody else had to charge us.
nice little taster
We're
glass.
getting about a 5-course meal.
Yeah.
And dessert.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
It's a great new restaurant.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Fantastic.
This might be the first time people have seen this restaurant. So thanks.
Some of them are older, and I don't think Marie told you about. We are not putting dates on our bottles. It's not whiskey from 5 years old or 10 years old or 20 years old like the Scottish do, because there are about 104 distilleries in Scotland. I don't know what they're going to try in the next marketing stage, because they're going to tell them, what, 200 years old? Is it better? Is beer from 10 years old better than a beer from a half-year-old? It's different. If you like it when it's a week old, or 3 years a day and a week, it's good. Depends on what you like. So we are not going to mix us with the Scottish. First, it's smart because they're already doing it for hundreds of years, so we cannot catch them up. That's simple. And secondly, because Charles thinks, if I got the good basic ingredient, which is our triple, I have a beautiful installation with, again, you can see on the wall. And thirdly, I have the best oak barrels I can get. My whiskey with the right aid from the right people will be top of the bill. And that's why we win medals. Because you do it all the right way. Okay? So we go down, and each time you will see floors with a lot of whiskey in there. It's just one floor. I will have a quick stop, and there you look through it's always doors like this. You will look up, and there you will see the floors where the malts were on. Just look up like this. It's the second floor after this one. And then you will see the old malting floors, where the malts were spread out to be heated and roasted. Okay? Let's go down and have a beer.
And a sandy.
So one of the best things you can do in Belgium when you're up north of Brussels near Antwerp is to come to Café Trappisten across the street from the Westmalle Abbey, and pop into the Café Trappisten across the street and have a double which is the dark chocolatey classic Trappist beer, and a triple, which is the golden high gravity, beautiful, strong, spicy, hoppy Trappist ale. And the monks also make a cheese. You can get a cheese, fried cheese croquette, which is fantastic. Anybody have a comment? Carrie?
The triple is my favorite, but both of the beers are delicious, and the countryside is beautiful.
Yeah. And you can go outside and see the cows that make the cheese.
They make the milk that makes the cheese.
Speaking of which, there it is. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Oh. Anybody have a comment?
Thank you very much. It's amazing.
Tiny from Lincolnville.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Isn't that great? You ever had it this fresh?
No.
No. I would think not. Cheers.
Trappist beer from
Yeah, we prefer to drink too.
Absolutely. Double fisted.
Why would they serve me both at the same time?
Here's Steve from Kickbacks Pub in Jacksonville, Florida. Steve, what do you think?
Amazing tour.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Do it again next year.
You like Belgian beer a bit, right?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You saw some good stuff. He's a Sox fan. Here's Aaron with Savannah Distributors in Georgia.
I was supposed to have something witty to say.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Do you have anything?
And now we got nothing. That was pretty witty.
Nothing that's not terribly. I don't want to.
Right.
Okay.
I know.
Anybody have anything witty to say?
No oxidation on this.
No.
I don't know you're compressing.
Right. Very fresh.
Very fresh. Lots of good.
Nice shirt.
Three Floyds.
Yeah.
Twist top caps are shit.
You won't see those here. No twist ups.
You know the two little nuts and the three pokey things in a mark?
Brad, what's that?
Do you know what the two little nuts and the three pokey things are?
I don't know. Just beautiful decoration. We'll have to Google it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll Google it.
Right.
Cheers.
Any comments?
This is the best double I've ever had.
Say that again?
It's the best double I've ever had.
I agree. Yeah. It's super fresh.
If they offer any nose tobacco here.
Any nose tip? No. Probably not.
Behind these walls lies the secret of the Westmalle Trappist.
There's a thing about yeast,
A secret that I
Ovid, it's
Yes.
amazing. Just amazing.
Right.
If you hold it the right angle,
the
your women will love you.
The
and your
yeast.
hair will be
Oh my God. The yeast is very important. Kim, any comments?
The New Bell is great.
Good.
I like it.
Is that your first double and triple you've had side by side to compare? Now you can take the BJCP test and you can describe these perfectly. Right.
Thank you, Owen.
Mike and Artie, having fun?
Nice trip.
Look at that.
Nice.
Beautiful double fisting. Logos out.
That
Laces
name
out.
undoubtedly
Very nice.
derived from the unremitting manual labor that had to
Thanks
be
for
done
coming along.
around the farm. The farm
Ransom,
was
anything to say?
status of abbey.
I have plenty to say, but
Okay.
I'm just going to drink it.
All right. Gotta respect that one.
I am just in search of dusty bottles and sniffing tobacco. I don't know about cheap here. Kevin, do you have anything to say?
Cheap here has actually drank
Vintage years.
Dusty bottles.
Yeah, Dusty Bottles. It's brewed. Yeah, I think I'm old DB over here.
Cool.
With Steve Zuzu.
Where's that Duvel at? I've been trying to find that Duvel.
It's closed today.
It's closed.
I can't believe it. We went in there and
I guess I'll just have to drink this awesome till
Steve.
Steve.
Maybe we'll get some Hollow beer. We love you, Owen.
Thanks. Love you. You too.
Where's the
Hey, what's your name?
You don't know me?
No.
But our children.
This is our adopted child from
Our
California.
adopted child.
How can you forget me?
He looks kind of like you, Owen.
He does.
He'll be on the next trip. He'll be on the next trip.
Okay. You're welcome to come on the next
The
trip.
added distance between our names.
Absolutely. Say what?
Oren.
What's your name?
Oren.
Oren?
Owen.
I'm Owen. You're Oren. Okay. Cool.
We'll keep it straight.
All right.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, guys.
So it's been an adventure hanging out with these fine fellas.
Yeah.
I've seen some corners of the country I've never seen before. And I've actually drank some incredible beer.
Yeah.
I've watched someone dust off of bottles of booze before.
Cheers him, yes.
But also Charlie Mears, we miss you. Cheers to Charlie Mears.
Charlie Mears.
At the end of every night, you miss Charlie. Every time you wake up, you're happy he wasn't there the night before. You don't really know.
That's words of wisdom right there. I agree. Yeah.
And he got up there and he was talking. He said he introduced himself tonight. My name is Michael Jackson.
This is Daisy. Daisy, say hi. Hi, over here. Doing a little video. Thank you.
Yeah. All I heard was the last
You guys having fun?
Oh, cheers!
Yeah. What a great trip.
Cheers!
Cheers.
I have a coffee quad. Now bring that back. Coffee quad.
From what brewery?
Priaris. I may be saying that completely wrong.
It's not Precarious?
No, it's Priaris.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But it is a coffee quad, and coffee is a good thing in a quad. Just saying.
Absolutely. This is such a nice pub. It's wonderful. When you come to Bruges, you've got to check it out.
Daisy is the best.
She is.
Winter time, there's we do the production periods from mid of October to mid of December, and then the end of January to the end of April. When you're really looking at the cold period, like the end of December, for example, and it's freezing outside, then the microorganisms are not active anymore neither. So we cannot produce lambic wort then, because it will not start fermenting. It will not inoculate because the ferments, they're just
too cold.
Too cold. They're in winter sleep. So here on site, when I started with Altbeersel, I had to make a choice. I started the brewery as a hobby because I kept my main job because it didn't pay the brewery. We needed to invest a lot of money, and step by step making beer, and only after 3.5 years we had our beer. And I started even 2 years before that on the project. So it took me 5 years before I had officially the goods on the market. We had to make a choice. We had to or invest in a new brew house or invest in our wooden barrel capacity in the building. The brew house, why? Because there's an old brew house here, but the old brew house is not functional anymore. When I wanted to open the brewery, I contacted health safety department. They came and checked, and I said, okay, in a brew house like this you cannot make beer anymore because it's an aluminium brew house. And it's just old. I mean, it's been put in the 40s. It has been updated with second-hand material in the 60s, and that's it. Since then, they did not really do any investments in the building nor in the brew house. So I could not start with a brew house and invest in the whole stock of beer on wooden barrels. So step by step, we've been investing in the building, invested in the barrel capacity. And so on the wooden barrels we do the spontaneous fermentation, the aging on the wooden barrels, and we do blending on the tanks. So we do the blends of different years. At the moment we do not brew on site and we do not bottle on site. Bottling on site, I mean, we don't have the plant, we don't have the space for that. Brewing, we decided to not do that initially. Why? Because when I started before closure of Altbeersel, actually, half of the production was brewed on site in the old brew house. Half of the production was brewed by Boom Brewery according to the recipe of Altbeersel. So when I started with Altbeersel, I was contacted by Boom Brewery, and we decided that we would work in the same way. So he would give me a heads up to start, because we produce our wort recipe of Altbeersel over there and then transport the night after the wort to here. You'll see as well on our wooden barrels, for example here, it goes off with these barrels because there's a bit of varnish on there to keep them clean. But there's the barrel logo of Altbeersel. So it symbolizes the beer that is on the wooden barrels, and this means that there's lambic from Altbeersel on the wooden barrels. In the brewings, in the lambic sector, you have normally brewers and you have blenders, and you have Altbeersel. The brewers produce their own wort and they blend their lambics to produce their own goose. The blenders, they buy wort from different breweries and they blend the lambic from the different breweries that fermented on their wooden barrels together to produce their own flavors of and their own goes, their own style. Beersel does not produce its wort on site, but we have only the wort according to our recipe. We only have our lambic and we only blend with our lambic. So in the future, we'll see how it evolves, but we'll put a brew house in a couple of years as well next here on site, so we can produce the wort, our Versailles beers and everything ourselves as well. Yeah. So that's step by step.
Another idea of these young guys, on the cork you will see 16, 17. So it's bottled in the winter of 2016.
Which one do we have here, Armand? Which one do we have here?
The freshly bottled blend, Cuvée Armand Gaston. So that means that the 1 year, the 2 year and the 3 year bottle conditioned beer is 100% brewed by in our brewery here. So there is no other wort lambic coming from another brewery here.
Okay.
Voila.
Such a beautiful color.
Is this 3-year-old? Partly. You need, let's say, 10-15% is 3 years old in this blend.
10-15%. Would you say this is all good?
Yes, because we can say to our management of the stocks, we can say
Lincolnville girls, wave.
That's why we can use the normal name of all Curses. Our Curses is protected name. Yeah.
This is the new fooder room at Drijfonteinen in Lot, Belgium, very close to Beersel. And Armand has just moved here for storage and conditioning. So much nice space. It's his lambic dream, as he calls it. And they have a cafe out front that people can come and try bottles. It's called the Lambic Droom, or the Dream. And I'm so proud of Armand for having this, even though he's getting ready to retire and pass it on to 2 young guys who have helped him so much. This is kind of the spirit of the lambic beers in Belgium. They've held on, they're popular, and now they're loved around the world. Much deserved. It's a fantastic beer style. I'm so glad it's made it over the years and not gone away. I need one, sorry.
So 2 more, actually 2 more.
Sorry.
Oops, sorry.
No problem.
What month did the cafe open, the new facility?
September this year.
September.
The first weekend of September we opened the Lambic Droom.
2016. Very nice. Thank you.
Voilà. Santa Sorry, I don't drink. I cannot drink by everything.
Any comments? What do you think?
Incredible.
Pretty good?
This whole tour is incredible, and this is cap it all.
Right.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Can't get the lambic off the line. Or ever. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had.
Oh, that's really good. Very nice. Tiny, any comments on the beer?
Excellent. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice color.
10 to 15%, 3 years old in between.
Brad, what do you think?
Fantastic. Love it.
So great depth of character and flavor in there, right? Very complex.
For example, we have 4 barrels we brew in a day. Fantastic. The fermentation in each barrel is different. So that means in your aging process, it can have been totally re-fermented. There is more or less no more rest sugar, and the barrel just on the other side can be too much rest sugar after 3 years. So that's like my father always said, the guy who knows Armand is not born yet. I think he's not born yet. Because the beer, they're new now, huh? The beer is totally independent in his beer. And we have the wild fermentation, uncontrollable, and what can I say? I'm praying, maybe, just that it comes in the good direction, but I don't know exactly. We really don't know.
You told me once that you don't control the beer controls you.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't control the beer, of course.